All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. Excuse me. I am your host, Adam Blue. Starting a little later today, had to get some stuff taken care of, but good to see everyone. Jamkill X always showing up. Ultronomus always showing up. Good to see you guys. We've got a lot to talk about. Let me get this shared again. Okay. So what do we got going on today? Well, a couple interesting things. I found some neat news that I want to share, but also some things I've been doing here. Let's see. Yeah, everything looks good there. Okay, cool. Yesterday was very interesting because I didn't really play games traditionally, right? But I played games. I'm going to get to that. In fact, let's get to that right now. Let me share that on here. Okay, so what this is, if you haven't heard of it, the Arcade1up probably have heard of it. These are things you'd see like in Best Buy, Walmart, whatever. I'd always see them be like, I'd like to get it, but expensive. Well, what's interesting was this specific cabinet happened to be on sale for $3.99, which I think is really good because it's everything. It's not only the top, but it's the base for it as well. But also this one comes with 12, technically 14 games, whereas some only have like a handful or they're a bunch of like the same thing. This one has things like Street Fighter games like Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting, but also King of Dragons, Strider, Pro Gear, Battle Circuit, Super Puzzle Fighter, Saturday Night Slam Masters, Capcom Sports Club, which has 3 really fun games in there. The tennis one's awesome. Final Fight, that's a favorite of mine. Giga Wing, Captain Commando, Armored Warriors, which is a badass mech combat game. So I was spending time playing this. So you know what? I wonder if I might do this real quick. I could probably get some of the pictures because it does require a lot of assembly. Actually, I could probably get the pictures show up here. I thought they'd be up by now, actually. So yeah, when I got the package, I had to open it up and just start building from scratch, like really every little thing, panel, buttons, the wiring. Okay. See, these photos were supposed to auto upload yesterday. That's how Google used to work, right? Okay, so for instance, bam, here is part of the living room looking messy because that's me. I kind of wanted to show like here's all these little parts everywhere. And then you could see over on the left where I was, building part of it so far. And I mean, it's a lot of work to build it, but then I felt proud that I built it, put it together. I can see how it works. It's really sturdy and firm. And the other thing too is I know how easily, if I wanted to, hardware mod it, which for $30 I can get the right adapters I need to have the monitor and the joysticks go to a converter. Same with the audio so that I can have that go to like another device or computer. I might do that in the future. Right now I'm enjoying it as it is, and I'm going to go into a little bit more details. Seems worth the price though. Yes, I do agree spending $3.99 on something is a lot, but we were just in a place where we're like, let's get something cool for the house. We've always been talking about the arcade cabinet, and this was like the perfect price. I wanted to get the Ninja Turtle one, but it only came with like 2 or 3 Ninja Turtle games. And it's like, oh, you know what, Jamkill X? They do. Search up MSX, or actually, why don't I just do it here? But let me show another picture real quick. And then I will, okay, if I go back here. Okay, so then here it is built in the corner there. It took maybe an hour or 2, maybe 2 hours. Because there's, the building it, setting it up, logging in to Wi-Fi, making an account, which is really cool. And then you have an app where you can track like collecting the cabinets. That's dangerous, but also like track the games you've been playing. That's, a thing I love to do. I can't have it in the, the Exophase app I use, but eventually probably. But let me show you MSX home. No. MSV. MSX is something else. MSV home. Arcade. Isn't that what it is? Yeah. So this is what let me go to the actual. This is what I would really want to get. It just is more expensive. But one day. So this is, and it comes out to $629, even though you could see um it is bigger, it's wider, but it is thinner, which is interesting. So it's almost like it saves space, but giving you more space. And this has a ton of games. Is it showing? Let's see. But there's a list of games somewhere, but it has, like, for instance, all the Metal Slug games, Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, King of Fighters. I think it goes up to King of Fighters 2000, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, this Jam Kill X, you called it. Like, this is the ultimate one to get. And one day I will have it. But I think for now it's cool that, we were able to get this one for $3.99, and yeah, in the future we'll see. But yeah, this definitely is the one to get, right? But what's cool about this other one here is the price, honestly. No, but how easy it's going to be to like use adapters for the joysticks and the monitor to go to. They say RetroPie in some of the instructions I've seen, but I would nowadays just use one of my retro handhelds. In fact, I'd probably use that Android phone I bought for retro gaming. I have a dock for that, and I could plug that in. It could get the audio, it could get everything, and it would so this would allow me to play any game I wanted to on there. I might get to that later. I kind of just enjoy how it is right now. I want to like play through the games, all that stuff. So anyway, this has been fun. This is what I did yesterday, gaming related, built it, played a little bit, spent more time building than playing, but I'll have more fun over the weekend with it. All right. Okay, let's get into some news. Okay. So this is something FromSoft potentially hiring for new Armored Core game or DLC. So I would think it would be DLC for Armored Core. Look at the length of time it took between Elden Ring and its DLC. That was longer than it should have been. But so I don't think it will be that long for Armored Core, but I think they're going to have something reason about. And it's very interesting because when I saw this, I was thinking about my time with Armored Core 6, and I think the hype of From Software being so popular that made this next entry more popular than previous ones got me hyped. But playing it, it's just okay. It reminds me of those early or late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, the other games like that. And uh, it's cool. It's cool, but it's not my thing. So, like, I never beat Armored Core 6, even though I got to one of the crazy end bosses, and I don't know, I just decided to move on. Would I get DLC? I don't know. They would have. I need more. I need more mechanics in the game than what it provides. I think is what people want. They just want a mech, and you can change out how it looks. I just need something more than that. And I don't know what that is exactly. I don't know what it is. Okay. This Mortal Kombat boss says, Ed Boon says everything. Potential spinoffs would, without a doubt, focus on Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So he teases a lot of stuff, and a lot of times it comes true in some way. I think it is time for NetherRealms to come out with a new sort of story-based, even though the Mortal Kombat games are story, a non-fighting action game. With the Mortal Kombat characters, they're saying Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Yeah, you would want to use them. People like them. And also, like, they're really cool, especially if you think about, like, the moves they could do, their powers for, like, and I don't want to say single player. Excuse me. I'm trying to come up with a better term for it's more of a campaign. Because you can have a non-narrative but action-driven campaign, and I think that's a lot of times what we are asking. Yeah, like they did before. They did with Shaolin monks, and then they had the other one with Jack, so special forces, and then they had MK Mythologies, which were interesting all to a degree. In fact, I never really played Sub-Zero MK Mythologies much, and then I saw someone playing it online, and it looked hard as heck, but charming. Like, it had its gameplay charms there, so, um, but I do think it's time. With all the like, even I think this latest Mortal Kombat didn't do as well as the previous one, so I think this is time for them, "Okay, let's then do something different next time. Let's not just have another Mortal Kombat come out. Let's do something with that." And it would be fun because, what if they can make some sort of third person action combat game? And it doesn't have to be a Souls like, but I just mean in terms of making it maybe more, it could be character action, but I'd rather it be more deliberate action. Um, and just, yeah, that'd be cool if you could be both characters though. And it could be co op. Someone could be Scorpion and kind of use his get over here spear thingy grapple to like juggle enemies, throw enemies around, grab things, and then Sub-Zero can like freeze things to like jump on. Yeah, so what if Sub-Zero freezes a block and then Scorpion can get over here, move it over to them to solve puzzles, to do platforming? I think that would be pretty cool. I think that would. Um let's see. Twist, the spin-off is chess combat too. That's funny. Yeah, they could bring back mythologies, like, they really could. It would be neat if they just remade that game because again, there's a charm to it. There's a cool idea with the story, what they're trying to do with the level design, but yeah, the combat didn't work out that great. Okay, next one up is interesting. Emio. What's Emio? Includes a lot of horrific mature themes according to its rating. This is a new Nintendo game coming out. I got Mafty vibes from this with the it's a bag on the head, but almost like the jack-o'-lantern. It's like, yeah, a combination of that and the guy Faust from Guilty Gear, is it? But this is like some M-rated horror game coming to Nintendo, which is very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, there's not that much information about it, so I don't know if this is like a Nintendo exclusive or not, or it's just Nintendo, but it's really cool that Nintendo is willing to go down that path, and they have historically. They had that Eternal Darkness, was it called something like that on the GameCube? Bayonetta. They've done these mature games before, and I think it's okay that they do it every once in a while. I mean, it's one of those things where games actually don't have to be mature to be fun. I mean, Nintendo has proven that, but it's cool to have a little bit of different stuff. Fatal Frame. Okay, that's a good one. Thanks, Ultronimus. That's a good one. Sorry, I have something else going on. I was just checking on it. Okay. So interesting to see what new or more news comes out of this, especially who's making it really. And if it's just internal in Nintendo, we might not know specifically. That it's interesting how Nintendo does that. It's like Konami, where they, other than specific individuals, every once in a while, they don't highlight the people from the dev teams. They do that in the West here a lot, or it could just be because I'm not a Japanese speaker and English speaker, but I've actually read that this is the case, and that's why like the things with Konami and Kojima and Igarashi got the way they are, because they became superstars, and Konami didn't want like that to be part of their business, which is, I mean, it makes sense if really they want to, run the business where it's not about specific individual auteurs, but more about, Konami development as a team. Even the music team is a Konami music team or something like that. And even for Castlevania, they just call them the Castlevania sound team. And it's not that they don't like creators. It's just Konami, and it's like this with some other organizations. It's more about the dev team. But I think it is important when you have someone like that, like an auteur, a creative that kind of stands out, to highlight them. That is the influence part that could bring a good bit of air of creativity and openness to, or transparency to, any studio or any company. Any company, it doesn't have to be video games. If you've got someone that represents the brand and they're really cool, really nice, and can connect with an audience, that should be utilized because people can connect a lot more. Jamkill X, they successfully broke the kids and families only label, but have that street cred. Yeah, there's something about Nintendo. There is something about Nintendo for sure. The thing is, though, I've gotten to the point where when a Nintendo game comes out, like Kirby, other than Mario, like a Kirby, Yoshi, whatever. I won't pay full price. I will for a Mario or something, or Mario Kart, but when it's the other games, I kinda wait for their first sales, which usually aren't by a lot. It's usually maybe 20% or something. But because their games are always high priced, I don't always buy them day one, but I bet a lot of people do. That seems odd given how, like, Square Enix has quite a few standout individuals and people like Suda. Yeah, so there are some companies that have embraced it, but early on in the video game development world in Japan, it was not about that, and again, like, it I think it once video games became popular to the degree that it was, like, cool and it was easier for artists, there's some people in the past, like Will Wright and all that, but to me, I think Kojima, unless someone can correct me, I think Kojima was, like, the first, like, as, like, an artist, like, their art, like, they're more concerned with that, which is a good thing, then sometimes it's just like, "Oh, yeah, this is, um, so and so who's on the dev team." And, kinda making it where it's like a cult of personality or something, I don't know. I'm one of those people who buy Kirby and Yoshi day one. Well, that's cool. I occasionally will buy a Nintendo game on day one release, but it's because there's so many other things I play. Sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna wait for a sale. Like, yeah, the actually, I did buy the Kirby Return to Dreamland on day one because I knew it was a good game because I played it on the Wii and it had a new mini game. So I guess there are examples. Okay, so this one is cool. Come for Kirby, stay for the cosmic horror. That's the secret underlying theme. Um, okay, so Double Dragon, a series I like, is being revived in 3D by studio behind Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So cool things here. So Double Dragon, like I think I grew out of the old Double Dragons. I liked their gameplay, or I did at the time, but I think I grew out of that. And then it became more about when was it? Double Dragon Neon blew my mind. It was taking what the old ones are doing, but modernizing the gameplay all throughout, designs, everything. I loved a Double Dragon Neon. Love it. It's probably in my top 20, maybe. I don't know. I need to make a top 20 list sometime. But then Double Dragon Gaiden came out, what, like a year or two ago? And that game, amazing. Um, again, I think it's interesting because the art style kind of went back to be more of a caricature of the original style, so it's very cartoony, but then they developed a combat system that works great. So it's cool that and Arc System Works has, the Guilty Gear people, they have the rights to Double Dragon. That's why they've been doing all this. And so I heard about this, but did not know that it's gonna be the Dragon Ball Fighter Z developers. Uh, so let's see. Oh, they even have it's called Revive. There's an announcement. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't know if I can get this one bigger. Okay, hearing the classic music. Okay, this looks like it's going to be good. I mean, especially if they're just trying to pull off classic Double Dragon, but with modern. But I don't know if it will be. Wait, UKIS. So sorry, there's like coming out 2025. Okay, we have some time. Known for its WWE games, will be developing this. But so I will say the last 2 Double Dragon games were made by completely different developers, and they were good. So I think when it comes to Double Dragon, people understand the assignment, and usually it turns out pretty good. So I this is a game I would get right away. Really cool that this is something that's coming. Um, oh no, that's something else. Okay, that was weird. I don't know how that happened. Um, that happened before. Okay, let's see. I'm going to share, let's see, this. Okay. Okay, we just looked at this. I wonder how much we're just gonna come across news that's already that I already talked about. There's that. Embracer secures 600 million revolving credit facility after brutal restructure. That's interesting. We have strengthened our financial structure and responsibility to reduce our. So, I mean, that's interesting, but that's just how it works. Like with these companies, even non-gaming companies had to do this major restructuring, but also get funding still. But they can't do it based on obviously what happened before in the post-pandemic sort of financial market where these loans had the high interest. It's I guess once these companies are understanding this, if they're smart enough, like Embracer, I think was doing good things. They just unfortunately got caught up in the bad things, like everyone did, and so they couldn't recover from it because they were on the smaller end of what these bigger publishers were doing. So I think it affected them worse than anyone else. It will be interesting though to see. I guess what I'm trying to say, it's cool that they are still continuing on because they had a lot of IP and stuff. So, and that could be why they're able to secure funding because there is something there that could happen. Someone has got the original Doom running in Fortnite. Okay, just checking something. Let's see. Okay. A new platform has been added to the list of things that can run Doom, which is not as surprising as the others. A developer has posted the original Doom running on Unreal Editor for Fortnite, and you can check it out in the clip below. Um, that's really cool. I wonder if it's just one of those things. Obviously, I can't publish this. Oh, okay. Interesting. So they can't publish it because of the IP, but I wonder if there's some other way that this can be obtained. Let's see. The original Doom running on Fortnite is a unique and intriguing feat. The most fascinating aspect is the addition of build mechanics to the player character, offering a fresh perspective of the game. The ability to crank 90s in Doom is a feature that was never imagined. The creator, Jackson Clayton, shared that while he can't officially publish this, the process of getting Doom to run on Fortnite was a valuable learning experience about material and post processing. Wow, I that is so cool that the guy went through this, learned a whole lot. Amazing feat. And it looks like this got Doom and Banjo-Kazooie inspired FPS on Steam? Huh. Okay, well, let's take a look at that real quick. Since okay, so this is something that's already been out. I kinda like the way this is looking. It's called Castillo, The Nine Circles. Um, hmm, this could be interesting. I'm just gonna add it to my wish list. I mean, it's got a demo to download, so I might check that out later. Oh, this is funny. GMK likes it. It used to be, "Can it play Crisis?" Now it's, "Make it play Doom." I remember that. We have stopped saying that or asking that, "Can it play Crisis?" That is gone now. And yeah, it's funny how now, like, everything, you try to get Doom to run it. Anyway, this game looks cool. I might have to check out the demo later. So, yeah, very cool stuff. Okay. Let's see what else. New indie publishing and investment firm First Break Labs forms. Okay, that's always good. Um, Small number of roles face potential redundancies at Splash Damage. So isn't that Splash Damage? Don't they work with id or do stuff with Bethesda? Or maybe they used to. I don't know. That could be. We haven't heard from them in a while. Let's see. NES World Championships developer. Okay, so this is another example, like where we don't really know developers of some Japanese games. Nintendo's the type to do that, but it looks like we have found. Okay, Indie Zero is a small Tokyo-based studio which has collaborated with Nintendo frequently in the past, notably on the NES Remix games, Big Brain Academy. Okay. So kind of smaller games, but Nintendo has recently adopted a secretive approach to the developers behind its video game collaborations, but not recently. They always have. In fact, wasn't on the 3DS something random where like Treasure made one of the menu games on the 3DS? Like it's something that Nintendo has, because I was just talking about it earlier. It's funny how this article came up, where it's just something Japanese developers tend to do, where something will seem like it's made by them, but they won't really talk about the people behind it, the developer, because sometimes it's like a whole other studio, and then part of the contract is not to talk about. So it's very interesting. Recently, the company was secretive about the developer behind Princess Peach Showtime, declining to confirm if he was working on it when asked. So it was similarly secretive about the developer of Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, and it's currently unclear who's working on the new Mario and Luigi. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Not that it really matters if we know or not. I'm just, as someone that loves video games and follows developers, I always like to know the studios, because I think the average person, it doesn't matter. That's why that's Nintendo's stance. Oh, now I'm hungry. Let's see what else. Yeah, so Splash Damage, I know that I forgot what it was they were working on before, and then they made that wasn't there that Quake multiplayer game? Oh, what was it called? They made a Quake multiplayer game. Actually, I want to look up what else they did, because it's been a while. Okay, let's share this. Welcome to Splash Damage. Let's go to games. Okay. Transformers Reactive. Gears Tactics. Oh, Master Chief Collection. I remember they were helping with that. Gears 5. So I don't know if they did everything from the ground up, but I want to say they're kind of like a support staff right now. But there are some games that they made on their own. Brink. Do you guys remember that? I remember that got so hyped. And then I played it at a convention and I was like, I don't know. And then, yeah, it didn't really pick up. Oh, see, I was thinking of this Enemy Territory Quake Wars, but I remember they made that first Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. So, yeah, they're a pretty good developer, but I think they became what like a Raven Software did for Activision, where they kind of just support the main games. That actually says a lot about the studio. Splash Gamers probably has a lot of smart people that know how to go and help out with other studios. So, very cool, very cool. Yeah, again, that is an example I was just talking about, where I'm like into who develops games and all that. So, all right, yeah, let's see if there's anything else. Just Gamescom stuff. Can't wait for that. Amazon adds Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and 2 more games for Prime Day 2024. What does that mean exactly? Let's see. Amazon has raised the bar for Prime gaming during the exclusive Prime Day 2024 event. They've already treated us to 15 free games, including Hitman Absolution and Star Wars Quarter 2. Now they're adding 3 more games to the Prime Day lineup, including the highly anticipated Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League from Rocksteady. That's cool, because I've been on my Batman kick lately, but there's no Batman in this. There's no Batman. So, or maybe there is and you fight him, but you don't get to be Batman. Additional Amazon Prime Day 2024 games. Let's see, Tomb Raider. So I don't know how this works exactly. Let me see if I can figure it out. Chivalry 2 is cool. Okay, so like if I were to click on these 15 free games, I'm just gonna see real quick. Let me look that up later, because I wonder if, do I just go to, hold on, Amazon Prime Gaming. Okay, so let me share this. So it looks like you can just start claiming things. Wow. I mean, is this the same thing? I don't see the games we were just talking about. You know what? I remember talking about this on a new show, because there are some cool games. Okay, I'm gonna have to Samurai Bringer. That sounds badass. Okay, I'm gonna have to look more into this later to figure that out. But Yeah, I want to get on those games. I want to play that Justice League game, even though, or the Suicide Squad, even though I'd say I don't care the direction one, but I've seen people that I look to for opinions and stuff, and they say it's fun, lacking, but fun. So, but anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks all for joining. I had a lot of fun. It was 10 minutes late because I had something I got to do that I got going on here. So, I mean, but not a big deal. But yeah, that was fun. All yeah, have a good rest of the day, and we will talk tomorrow.